This is Cheryl Walters, the Director of Development Management, City of Cape Town. She heads the department. She is responsible for the department. She is responsible for the air we breathe during construction and the feasibility of these projects that affect all of our lives. Excuse me, do you know if there's any asbestos clearance in this building?
No, ma'am. The time we come here, it was already off. It was already taken off. The asbestos.
The asbestos was taken off. Who was the AIA?
Before we come here,
Yeah, who was the Department of Labour
or we
official?
taking off the asbestos.
Yeah, the asbestos. What was taken off?
With the asbestos afval.
Who was the asbestos AIA? Do you know? Was it?
Company from Strand.
And what did they take? What asbestos did they take off?
I think there's a downside when first is off a separate place where they use always do this stuff.
No, I understand that, but what asbestos was taken off? Have you got a list of the asbestos? Have you got a copy of the waste management? You got nothing on site? Have you got a demolition?
Yeah, we are the demolition part.
Yeah, but have you got the demolition permit? Have you got the waste disposal? You haven't alerted any abutting neighbours. It's not your fault. It's whoever's in charge, whoever owns this company.
Yeah, because I know if I have a file of that other side with me.
I'm worried
not on
you
that
guys
side.
have got no masks on, okay? We were given an asbestos all clear, and asbestos in the building 2 doors away, okay? And the asbestos was in the bricks, the mortar, the electrics, the cladding, and it had a clearance and everything. I worry for you guys. You breathe this in every day. Please, I implore you to wear masks. So I don't believe that this has gone through the correct asbestos. Please wear them, all of you guys. I have reported this site to higher authorities because I want to see the waste management plan and I want to see the demolition, all these things here, and I want to be able to come on site and collect samples. I've asked if I can do that to have them independently tested. So, okay, that's great. Thank you. I'll forward this to the mayor. Thank you. Have any asbestos clearance?
They should have. The guys that strip, they took it away.
Do you know who they were?
Yeah, they're part of us.
They're yours, okay. This looks like asbestos to me. But that's asbestos. This is all asbestos. These workers should have masks on. It's disgusting. This air is putrid. It stinks. Just banged on the door, no one's there. And where did this guy come from? Why did he hide? Why did his driver hide in his cabin? Why are they so rude? And why do they intimidate and bully when one is just asserting their rights? Truck out of here. What are you doing here? Turn your engine off. It stinks. Turn it off. It's diesel fumes. They're cancerous. Turn it off. Get away from my garage. Please get away from my garage. No, I'm sick of this. This is more than once. What are you doing here? Where? Okay, then you move it somewhere else. Huge trucks deliver these diggers and cranes, filthy, dirty, dropping debris into our street with other rubble, with other mess, with other stuff on that we don't know where it came from. We don't know if it's hazardous. We don't know if it's cement. All these cement particles drop into the stormwater drains and then they harden and they block our storm. Look how filthy this is. I'm sick of this. Turn it off! This is diesel fumes, they give you cancer. Turn it off. He's an attorney, I swear to God. Then you take it out on Victoria Road. Away from my garage. Get away from my garage. Don't laugh at me, sir. I'm sending this to the police. What gives this man the right to smirk at me, to intimidate me outside my own property? What gives this man the right to poison the air I breathe, to destroy my property, to destroy the community, treating our community like a dustbin without even having the grace to clear it up? The hazardous waste in this Beta Close building site is absolutely tragic. It's full of asbestos going onto our beaches, into the sea, into our storm water drains, into the air we breathe. Yet the city, the Department of Labour, deflect and obstruct, which is criminal. Councillor Jowl, where are you? The constant stream of Hamilton uncovered trucks with hazardous waste driving through Cape Town is absolutely disgraceful. Hi. Tell me, how long is this going to be before it's fixed? Sorry?
Couple of minutes.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Who's in charge of the site here?
Oh, which one? That side.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's in charge of the site here? Thank you, darling. Who's in charge of the site? Okay. Where are your documents? Where's the demolition permit? Where is the waste management? Where are you dumping this? Sorry? Okay, let's see. Where's the foreman? Okay, but someone has to be here on site. What's your name?
Kaba.
See, here's that smirk again. That superior smirk. You know, he's the one in the wrong, not me. It's massive. Look at all this rubble. So I'm going to give you an easy example of where asbestos was in this building. This is where the old outbuilding was, and this is where it was pre-demolition. I mean, even the naked eye can see that at the very least there is downpiping, guttering, and an asbestos roof. Here to the right, I've just put where these old outbuildings were and where they've been demolished. Clearly without an AIA, which stands for Approved Inspection Authority. I sent photographs of this rubble to Ian Geldenhuis from Environment, Mayor Plato, Councillor Jowl, Marks Muparwa, and Johanna Van Seal, to ask them to mark with a red cross which parts of this rubble was asbestos. They've refused to answer. I've asked this twice. Again, why are they refusing to answer? Those are asbestos. Are you anything to do with this site?
We have nothing to do with that site.
Which site are you?
We are from the city.
You are from the city. Great, I can have this as a record because I'm dealing with the mayor at the moment. There's asbestos rubble in that site.
We have nothing to do with
No,
that.
I understand that, darling, but you're breathing in this air. We're all breathing it in. It's going onto our beach. It's poisoning us all. It's going into our water. You're being poisoned. I'm being poisoned. So are your children. You must care. And what are you here doing?
We were working with electricity.
Oh, okay. And they basically took the truck took the substation out.
I'm not sure. Like,
Yeah, no, don't be obstructive, darling. The truck took this out. That's what another neighbour's been told. The truck took this out last week. Yeah, okay. So basically my electricity board went bang, okay? I've got a guy working at my house who can't do anything that I've got to pay, and I need to get money back, to pay him. That's reasonable, isn't it? How can he work with no electricity? I'm not blaming you guys, okay? I'm just taking note of this for the mayor. Thank you. Okay, this is attorney Mr. Barry Varkle. Where are your IDs? Who do you work for? Hamilton Plant Hire. Where are all the documents, the legal documents and your risk assessment? Where is that kept? Where's the paperwork?
Paperwork is on the boss, man.
No, but the boss should be here all times. Where is he? Can you give me the telephone number on record? What's his...
There is a number there by the machine.
No, you tell me what the number is. You go get the number.
There by the machine, there is a number, there is a sticker there.
I'm not doing this for the goodness of my health, okay? I don't have time. So you're being obstructive. This is going on record for the SAPs, okay? There is asbestos on that site. You're killing us. It's poisonous. You're taking asbestos rubble up the road.
Where
It's
is
a
asbestos
criminal
there?
act.
There's no asbestos there.
How? How'd you know?
There's no asbestos
Who was the AIA? Who was the guy who came and told you there was no asbestos? Who?
there. It's Asmus. We do that demolition there.
No. Who told you who's your Department of Labour person? Who's the person who's dealing at the Department of Labour? This is going on to our beaches,
Take
this
a number.
poison.
Take a number, please. Then you phone Ryan, the owner of that.
You
site
know
to
what?
work. Then
You
can
are
get-
responsible for this site right now, okay?
I'm not responsible.
Yes, you are.
I'm driving the
Someone
machine.
has
That's
to
the only
be
thing
on
I do.
site who's
I'm driving
responsible.
the machine, nothing else.
Okay, give me the
I'm
number
not a
then.
foreman, I'm not nothing.
Okay,
There
give
is
me
the
the-
number. I give you the number.
No,
now.
just
You
tell me.
can
Give me
phone
the
Ryan
number.
and ask
Give me the
Ryan
number. Okay.
everything.
Give me Ryan's number. What does Ryan look like? Is he a big guy with a beard?
Yeah.
I know exactly who he is.
Sawugqwetha ibenye. Sawugqwetha ibenye.
You guys should be wearing protective gear, okay? You should be wearing something on your mouth. You should also be wearing proper ear protection. You're a young man with a family. You're going to die if you breathe this crap in every day. I'm telling you so.
What's his number? 83, yeah.
Don't laugh at me, honey.
Oh,
It's
hey,
rude.
sorry.
I'm fighting for your life, your rights, okay? I'm fighting for workers. I don't have to. We are exposing the city for killing us with asbestos. You are breathing it in. I'm fighting for your rights. You must understand that. I'm not trying to do anything else other than get you healthy working conditions. Ear protection, mouth protection. You're not wearing any of the right gear. This guy who's employed you is wrong. Understand that. I'm fighting for you guys.
All right, so we're done.
Got the number?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. As soon as I left the site, I wrote to the councillor, the mayor, Mark Smaparo, who's the district manager, and the building inspector, Trevor Solomons. And my councillor replied at 4:20 in the afternoon. Dear Mrs. Phillips, in terms of the asbestos, as mentioned in my earlier mail, that the demolition permit application advised that there was no asbestos on the site. I have requested that a copy of the application and permit is sent to me. The building inspector has been to site and has confirmed that there is no evidence of asbestos. The house that is being demolished is not an original house, but was extensively renovated by the previous owner. If there had been any asbestos from the initial bungalow, this would have been removed in subsequent renovations, and hence why the application states that there is none, as does the building inspector. The solid waste department is reverting back to me with confirmation of the location of where the rubble is being deposited. I mean, can you believe this? I mean, it just beggars belief that these people are responsible for looking after our safety and our rights and that of the environment. I'm just speechless, and these people need to be removed from office. They don't understand the problem. Truck after truck after truck after truck. Uncovered rubble. Hazardous waste up and down Beta Road.
As you can see, we've opened this council manhole and it looks like we've got a leak over here, which is causing the meter to run. You can't really see, but the meter is turning over.
No one's dying.
The water is running, and it's running down into the manhole at the bottom of Beta Road, into the drain pipe.
This isn't funny because
And here it is.
the paving's collapsed.
This leak was caused by heavy trucks and the fact that the city had not connected a correct compliant pipe when they installed this meter. I had to pay for many gallons of wasted water. I have been promised a rebate, and here we are in June 2020. I've still received nothing. So then these two guys tip up from the city of Cape Town without any warning or telling me what they're doing, but they're allegedly sorting out my electricity. Why doesn't anyone have the grace to call me? Why doesn't anyone have the grace to tell me what's going on?
Hi there, Christine.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Okay, what we can do, we're going to charge the vehicle for the yellow line,
Thank you.
and you'll need to give the keys back to move it.
Yeah, I said to them as soon as the traffic cops arrived, I'll be happy as long as they get a ticket.
I explained
I'm
to
not
them,
stealing
you
anything.
guys are illegal here. You
Yeah,
parked on the yellow line.
of course.
So it
of
is a
course.
problem.
I've also got video of the big trucks coming up and down. I think you just saw one as well.
But they're all at the bottom. They're working at the bottom.
So
of this road.
they're working at Beta Road.
Because they're on the side of there and pumping concrete, so we stopped them as well.
No, this is out of order. It's like living in a building site. Then security alert me. This guy is wandering outside my property looking at my water meter. And so we did a search on the number plate and he came from the city of Cape Town. Then these guys tip up. I'm away. My security SMSs me or WhatsApps me the pictures of this truck. I emailed Councillor Jowl and I say to her, please, they've left all this rubbish and they've left this mess outside of my house. You know what the answer was? He's standing on my property, okay? This guy is standing on my property. All the stuff that they've unloaded is in my property, okay? So I've asked the city to demarcate which is my property and which is the council pavement. And to date, I still haven't had an answer. And then more cement trucks up and down Beta Road and Beta Close. These trucks are parked in front of 2 residents' garages and on yellow lines. This is unlawful, but nobody came from the city, nobody came from law enforcement. This happened during lockdown. Tell me, Councillor Jowell and Mayor Plato, how would emergency trucks be able to access Beta Road at any other time, day or night? On the 17th of May 2020, a young man tragically lost his life. Almost a year before this tragedy, I had warned the DA, the City of Cape Town and my councillor Nicola Jowell that this would happen. My dear friend Sipho Hotsticks Mabusi almost lost his life on this very same rock. And on the 29th of June 2019, I took law enforcement and Sipho down to the Backhaven Rock so we could do a recce and see how we could make this rock safe. I begged for safety rope, but nobody would listen. If it hadn't have been for Barry Barkle running back to the beach and finding this seaweed that he used as a rope, Sipho Hotsticks may not be alive today. This is what the Backhaven Rock looks like in the height of summer, sometimes worse. On the 10th of July 2019, Councillor Nicola Jowell wrote to me, "Dear Mrs. Phillips, thank you for your email and I am sorry to hear about this accident. I hope that Mr. Mabusi has recovered well. I will forward this on to the relevant department, but when it comes to the rocks, we would not necessarily be able to deem any area as a safe zone as the circumstances are continually changing. What is a dry area at one point can certainly change rapidly with the changing weather patterns. It will be best to view all rocks on the sea edge as potentially hazardous and either remain to the side or proceed with the utmost caution if you do walk onto them. I was attending to a site meeting on your road yesterday morning and down onto the beach. I have diarised to follow up with law enforcement and traffic about increased interventions as the weather picks up and there is an increase in and around Beta Beach. So almost a year later, your diarising did nothing, Councillor Jowell, and a young man lost his life. If it was any other day other than lockdown, these emergency vehicles would never have been able to park in Beta Road. It took, tragically, a loss of a life. This lifeline, rope, lifebuoy, on the 20th of May was installed, days after the tragic accident. How many photographs have I sent you like this, Councillor Jowell, where I told you all these parked cars, emergency services couldn't get down here? You didn't listen. These young people, these young entitled people who come to the rocks with their drink, their drugs, they park all over the red and yellow lines. They park all over the pavements with absolutely no care whether emergency services can get into Beta Road. I've sent you photographs. I've sent law enforcement photographs. I've sent this, the mayor photographs. What do we do to get heard? Are you having a laugh? I want to get out of my garage. No, sir, this is not acceptable. Okay, this heavy low loader is parked at the end of Beta Road. Took a chunk out of the stormwater drain, and you can see that the cement hardened in that drain, which was coming off the Beta Close trucks. truck's delivery, a City of Cape Town car drove by. So I took the number plate and I wrote to the city and I asked them who did this car belong to. I have to give credit here to Ruth Adams, who works for JP Smith's office. She's amazing. Literally, you send an email, bang, it's back. She replies, she sends it on, she does something about it. So Away Dad from the City of Cape Town replied, "Please note, the staff in question is one of our field technicians providing on-site support services and was on call of duty on the day in question and delivering computer equipment to a user who could not travel due to travel restrictions due to the COVID-19 lockdown." So who was the user that the computer was being delivered to? And why did they not notice the illegalities on site? And this reply is so ambiguous. I mean, who was it delivered to? What was the name of the person? And why could he not travel due to restrictions? I mean, it just is bizarre. This truck not only doesn't look roadworthy, but it's got no number plate. But it looks like one of the Beta Road trucks. So here's an MH&A consulting engineer car going up the road. What site did he belong to? Now this is the Beta Road site, and note here there is no signage of any construction company, architect, engineer, nothing. And no sanitation as per the lockdown regulations. This digger was delivered a few days ago.
Thursday.
Yeah, parked in front of my garage. And the man had no mask. And he spoke like this into my husband's face. I'm very upset.
No more.
I've got it on video. I've sent it to the police. So I just want to make sure that it was that one. Thank you. And this worker blatantly stands there with no mask on. I mean, it's just beggars belief. Excuse me? Can you turn your engine off? It stinks! It causes cancer, these fumes. Please turn it off, it's loud. Work, sir. These diesel fumes cause cancer, do you know that?
Sorry, it's blocked there around the corner.
I know, but the fact is we don't live on a building site, sir, okay? He's over the edge now. We all are. There's been no AIA experts or anything on that site. We're being poisoned by asbestos and diesel fumes. These roads, look at the damage you've caused here into the drains. I filmed it all. Today it's clear, but the mess is going down into the drains. These are hundreds of trucks that have gone up and down without covering. Let's look behind the truck. Can you see how the debris falls off the truck? This goes into our storm water drains, into our environment, into our air. And the rumbling of the trucks damage our water pipes and they damage our roads. You can see how this road is sinking. Stop sign. So all this rubbish is going down into our stormwater drains. And here's the neighbour's wall that's being taken out by the trucks as they go by. All rubbish here. And here's all the debris Note the oil, terrible, lots of oil. Did you hear that? Listen again. So this is the pothole they keep hitting, which is the bad compaction. See where the road is sinking. Can you please move? I've asked you before, you're on a yellow line. No, sir, this is not acceptable. Look at the dirt on this truck. Where has this truck come from? How do we know he hasn't been delivering and driving through a hazardous site? How do we know there's not asbestos from another site on this truck? It's filthy. And here we are, parked on a yellow line. It's just beggars belief that he almost hit that bike. Backing into Victoria Road from a blind corner from Beta Road with no traffic control. Air is rancid with the heat of the diesel fumes. Rancid. Very lucky it's locked down and you almost hit that car. He's backing out into traffic. There's no traffic control. And now he parks on a red line. He just waits. He idles. Engine running, parked on a blind corner. Where is law enforcement? Earth falling into street again. Covered. It's a joke. Waiting on a red line on the corner there. This is a joke. This is the City of Cape Town Integrated Waste Management Bylaw. You can find this on the website if you want to look at the full bylaw. But if you're like any other mere mortal whose neighbour is deciding to build next to you without any warnings, you won't probably know this exists, and why would you? However, the construction companies, the owner of the property, and the City of Cape Town and the Department of Labour are fully aware of this waste management bylaw. So there is no excuse. Okay, so I'm going to take you through some clauses, 17 through to 22. When plans are submitted to the City for its approval in terms of the National Building Regulations and Building Standard Act 1977, Act number 107 and 1977, the person submitting same must submit simultaneously therewith A. An integrated waste management plan setting out what provision is made for collection and disposal of the building and other waste. B. What provisions are made to store the waste on their property. Or C. Provide a permit to store the waste on the city's property. Contaminated building or other waste where the contamination agent is hazardous or dangerous must be deposited at a licensed waste disposal facility for the treatment and disposal of hazardous waste. The owner of the facility where building rubble is disposed of shall provide a monthly report to the Waste Management Officer of the mass of such waste deposited at such facility. The waste generator or the owner of the property on which waste is generated, who deposits or stores waste on this property of the city, may be fined for failure to have or produce a permit for such deposit or storage. When the building control officer inspects the property where building works have been undertaken to check that it has been built in accordance with the approved plan, he or she shall also check if all building waste has been disposed of. The owner of the property referred to in subsection 21 will be required to provide the building control officer with proof of a weighbridge certificate that he or she has disposed of the full mass of the building rubble at a licensed waste disposal facility for that category of waste prior to an occupancy or any final approvals being granted.
Because now this is the permit from the council.
I agree.
So they need to do something about this because now he is in contravention of their thing.
But they've done, this is the whole point. I've asked for an investigation. Nobody will answer me. Why do I have to go to the courts? Why do I have to spend money? You know, he's put our lives at risk.
When you take any hazardous waste to the landfill site, you get the waste management specimens.
And 4 years after we were poisoned, Ian Geldenhuis, head of Specialised Environmental Health, states, I acknowledge receipt of your email. As far as I can ascertain from your email, the issues you are raising fall squarely in the realms of building development management and the Department of Labour. But both Ms. Cheryl Walters and Fizike Ngola of the Department of Labour refuse to answer any emails or take any responsibility. Instead, they deflect. I'm not going to debate the many laws that encompass the construction activities because I'm not clever enough. But all I do know is that I pray that someone will listen.
This is the anthem. The prayer.